And here we see a naturally grown woman in her element, digging with an RC excavator. This rare type of wife does exist, but you have to hunt far and wide. And if you can find her, you may too be able to get one. Right there. Yeah, beauty.
Okay, so that's far down.
You ready to go dig deep?
Yeah, let's go dig deep.
I guess we should pick up our coffee if we're
That's
gonna.
probably a smart, safe idea.
I should probably put down the.
Nah, I'll drive with the hands.
Thank you. That's a good partner right there.
Okay.
That's almost the best kind of hand job,
Yeah.
but not quite. Put it in drive. All the way. Oh yeah, baby, you know how to
high?
stick it. Let's go.
Nice.
Turn the tire. You think you could drive it in here, but only once we get the clamps and the chainsaw on the excavator and start cutting out all the branches.
Yeah, it's too treacherous.
Welcome to our private creek, where we are going to go and dig for you guys. So my wife said to me, "Do you want me to come out and help you do a video?" That'd be a great idea. I loaded everything in and she held the camera, which is very helpful.
Well, look at all this great footage we're now getting.
Right? Digging Deep is a new series I wanted to start on my channel. Same with Jem, thinks it's a great idea. Where we just want to talk about everyday life stuff that's going on and use the radio control hobby as the widget where we actually get to talk to you. What do I mean by widget?
Well, it keeps our hands busy, really, and keeps the mind fresh.
Yeah.
Widget.
Well, everybody's here for RC, are they not?
Of
Look at the water off of your face, eh? Everyone's thinking I'm wearing your glasses, but here, when you put them on. No?
You'll be disappointed, folks. 3, 2.
I still think you look like Roy Orbison, but better.
Yeah, it's what a girl wants to hear. I think you look like Roy Orbison. Out. Look like Roy Orbison.
Somehow I am still married.
Hey, people say dumb shit all the time.
Takes a special woman to be married to a special man. Coffee, I've got coffee. We're gonna spark up here and get digging. Let's dig. All right, so we are sitting here with our toes in the water, drinking coffee, enjoying the God's medicine, enjoying sunlight, getting some vitamins.
Fresh air.
Now, I would like to preface this by saying that my wife very rarely has ever run an excavator.
So rarely, in fact, that I have to retrain myself right now.
Yeah, and so for me to have a big difficult talk with her during this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I invited her to be here because my wife has an incredible perspective on things, and although she'll be concentrating on digging, I know that her area of expertise and thought pattern is a little bit more logical sometimes than my more emotional side. Would you agree? Is that opposite?
Yes, yin and yang.
Yin and yang. I think that's how we've always complemented each other, yeah? Mm-hmm. So what do I mean about not being able to be allowed to be human these days?
Well, I mean, a great philosopher once said to err is human, and it feels like we can't even err right now without being
Chastised.
Yeah, it's not a safe place to err. To make an error, to be human, to be
get
vulnerable.
dirty, make mistakes,
Yeah.
be vulnerable in front of one another.
And then when we are vulnerable in front of one another, it's either given a title or it's ostracized in a way.
Yes, it doesn't matter if it's mental health, it doesn't matter if it's a religion, it doesn't matter if it's a political point of view. All of these things have been turned into a battle between everybody, and it seems to be going on worldwide.
Yeah.
While we have a health crisis going on, and I'm not talking about the opioid crisis, I'm talking about mental well-being and physical well-being.
Yeah, and I think the pandemic has really brought that to light in the sense of now we're having to be isolated into a particular environment for an amount of time, and now those choices that we've made that have put us into that particular environment, we're now being forced to deal with them.
Yes, always.
And that's made us a little bit more vulnerable. And I think in a way it's almost made us a bit more scared to move when we are out there. It's hydraulic up.
Fire it up!
Fire it up.
Sorry, I guess I
Thanks.
just did fire it up. Fire it up on my side. I'm gonna leave my sound kit off right now just so I can do some digging. Keep my battery power. My love,
How to do it.
I will put it over here. Basically, you gotta do a long scoop and then drag it towards you and lift it up. We've got no other action today other than digging.
A long scoop.
So like I'm lifting my arm out,
Yeah.
I'm bringing it down, I'm curling my bucket out, and then
Okay.
as I touch the ground and I
Yeah.
push in, I curl in.
And you curl in.
And I start dragging towards me with the
And
other
you're
one.
just doing the top arm.
So this is the challenging part.
Yeah.
So your curl is right here,
My
correct?
curl, yes.
Is that what the curl is?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you stop your curl and then bring your arm, your not your main boom, but
Yeah.
the small arm towards you. There you go.
Like that.
Yes, and then start curling in again to try to make a scoop. Aha!
Wait a minute, okay, now, so I can get this part.
And then lift up straight
So-
from there.
From there, lift,
Yeah, so it's going to be main boom, so it's the main arm, correct.
Okay, and curl it a bit more, I assume.
If you want. It looks good now, because you can over curl,
Yeah.
and then you'll dump some of the pay out, right? And
Okay,
so,
okay.
yeah. So if you wanted to start making like a pond, and then just kind of dump the pay on the other side there into a mound, I can do the same thing, yeah.
And so when you're dumping, is it literally just the
Just
opposite of what you were
uncurl.
doing?
Yeah, uncurl. Good girl, Raven. Now, here's something interesting about this excavator that you've never seen before. There's this switch right here.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Try that switch. Aha.
Oh,
This changes the length of your main boom. See that?
I do.
So it makes your arm longer or shorter if you're trying to reach further away. So it actually is a
Okay.
main boom extension.
Okay, boom extension.
Nice.
Okay, a little pond.
Yeah, dig out a pond here. I'll come near you well, I don't want to block your digging. I'll just dig right here.
So all the...
Look at that massive scoopful. Wow. And what a boy. There we go. Yeah, so bring your boom up a little bit because I can see you. There you go. And so what you want to do is focus on dragging the bucket towards you instead of digging deep.
I'm trying to look at how you have yours positioned.
So I will position mine the same way.
Okay, and then I want
Okay, so your arm is nicely extended out. Perfect. Yeah, you're right where you should be.
to... Okay.
And so bring your boom down, your main arm down, and bring your bucket out. All right, good. Now bring it down so just the teeth touch the ground. Right there. Yeah, bring it all the way down. Or is that all you can go
Yeah,
down?
all I can do.
So then your
Every
main boom extension is too far out, and then use that little switch to bring your arm in. There you go. So that's where you needed to be.
Okay.
So then what you want to do is instead of digging down, just scrape the top. So that means lifting your main boom while bringing your arm in. So I'll show you. Yes. God, I love being married to you.
Okay, and then lift your...
Yeah, you curl and lift your main boom. So you curl a little bit more.
I'm curled as much as you can
Okay,
let me.
then yeah, pull it up then. See if you can pull the main boom up. Yeah, there you go, and curl.
And curl.
There you go. You're
Okay.
done. So
Wow.
same thing with me. So
Okay.
same thing. I'm going to bring it towards me. I'm lifting the main boom and I'm curling at the end. And then I kind of push my arm out at the end as I'm curling.
You push your arm... Oh,
Yeah,
you push your arm out at the end.
it makes it a little smoother. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll show you.
You're really good at that.
So it is just practice. And it's the same thing with trying to be less PC for me these days
Yeah.
and less caring about what other people want, because I want to be allowed to be human. I think, you know, religion, politics,
Yeah.
race, all of these things have to do with, and like even now when I'm saying it, I want to tread carefully, right? Because I don't want to piss people off. But I think that's the fucking mistake right there, is that we're so hypersensitive about pissing everybody off that we're not allowed to have real thoughts. And being honest is almost illegal these days.
Yeah, and I find the ability to be pissed off is it's a luxury in a sense that
Say that again, because I had the camera a bit far from you.
So what you were saying is about being pissed off, and everyone's pissed off, but we're not giving the other person the right to be pissed off as well. We, in our
Correct.
sense, shutting that down, but we are not. We want to be pissed off.
But we're
We don't-
tired of being tread on.
But that's the thing is, it's got to be a two-way street. If we're going to be pissed off, we have to be allow that energy for other people to be pissed off at what we are doing as well.
So a lot of people say I contradict myself, and I do. I do that on purpose because I do something that I think few people do, and I'm being a total dick here, but being truthful about it. I like to consider multiple sides. I like to consider what the other person is thinking as well.
Yes.
So I may spit one thing, and then I may spit exactly the opposite thing because I'm a Pisces. I've got 2 fish that represent my sign, if anybody believes in that shit, and if you don't, too bad. But
I'm a Gemini. There's twins. There's constantly 4 people in this conversation.
4 people in this conversation at all times. And a lot of consideration going on to what we say and how we move through our life. And all we can say about everything that's been going on right now is to be patient with each other.
Patient. And be patient with yourself.
Let me ask you, Jeanette, I gotta say, and I know this is gonna put you on the spot, but do you think that racism is a natural part of human existence or a natural part of existence on the planet outside of humans?
Let's define racism, first of all.
What is racism?
Well, racism is the it would be the different treatment. One could argue the unfair or a different treatment from one visible race to another. Yes.
So treating somebody different because of their skin color is how I see racism,
Well,
or because of preconceived notions. Now, one of my friends down in Texas, Richard Prince, he's down in Texas. He always says to me that racism is not born. You were taught it through an experience.
the negative version of racism. We as humans have to judge anyways. We have to judge for survival. But why is judging
Based on color.
But that makes you angry. Like,
Yeah,
it's not-
look at different. But maybe it's not. Maybe we all know that species have infighting.
Yes.
So if red ants and black ants are fighting over territory, does it have something to do with racism? Or is it just what they do?
Well, but what there's an overall purpose is to overtake. Is there overall purpose?
But I
just
don't know what the ant's purpose is. All I know is that I'm as small as an ant on a planet.
Agreed. So to say a red ant and a black ant have racism, it's the same thing. It's erroneous.
Let me ask you then, is it human to want to be led by something or somebody? Or is it just pack mentality based on most mammals?
Well, that's the self versus the many. And for me, the self is my particular journey, which is the only one I can comment on, and my experience has been amazing, is to be happy, is to seek out joy.
I would say the experience that I've had is that I think that life is basically based on pain. Your entire life is pain. It was painful to be born. It's going to be painful to die for most of us, and life is full of pain. I think that we spend most of our lives working towards moments of joy.
Yeah.
And then that's what we're rewarded with.
Yes.
I think everything in this planet is suffering at all times.
And coping with the pain.
And it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter what creed, where you are on the planet, it doesn't matter how much money you have, even though that changes things. There are different problems that go with different financial gains and losses and emotional things that people have to go through everywhere in the world. And that we all work towards happiness, whether you wear stupid, silly sunglasses or straw hats
Or a dress when you're RC digging.
Or a dress when you're RC digging. I don't wear a dress when I'm RC digging, but I'm not judging anybody who does, because who fucking cares?
Well, it's lovely.
If no one is bugging me with, like, I don't want to be triggered about shit that personally doesn't affect me anymore. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. You know, what matters is your own experience, and if you're going to leave the world a little bit better than when you found it. And you know my philosophy on life?
Yeah.
You got a bucket of gold and a bucket of shit. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of shit to equal out that bucket of gold weight.
Some days you don't know how much you're getting of either.
No, and some days you are unbalanced because you're constantly trying to seek that balance. And we want so much joy that unfortunately, folks, it takes a lot of shit to have all that joy.
Is success given?
Define your success, but success for us is earned. For me, personally.
Success for me has been clawing and scraping through being poor in the beginning days.
Oh, right.
To borrowing money, to
Budgeting every last red cent that you make.
Do you remember how many jobs I said I had before I had met you?
Yes.
53 jobs in my
You have to
life.
think about it, man. That's a long list.
I counted 53 different jobs I've had since I started working when I was young. That includes the McDonald's, the NW, everything else. 53. And I'll tell you what, every single one of those fucking jobs led me to where I am today. Is that correct?
100% critical. We need all those skills.
All of those skills where I thought I was a loser, where I thought I wasn't worth being alive, where I thought I was never going to have a quality partner. I never thought I was going to be wanting to be a father or have any of the stuff I have now. And what changed it? Hard work.
Hard work and your perspective. You
Dedication.
defined it for yourself.
Recently in the comments section, I was asked if I was going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Am I going through a midlife crisis? I think I'm past midlife by now. What is it? Am I in a crisis?
Well, crisis is what? Change. Crisis is...
What is a crisis? Am I supposed to be embarrassed about being midlife and having gray in my beard?
Well, it might be a crisis for some. Do you feel like you're in a crisis?
Not at all. I feel like I'm having a great time. Now, picking up and moving all the way across the country, some might think is a midlife crisis. But why did we actually pick up and move across the country?
Well, there's 1,000 reasons, but for me right now, today's reason is I'm a traveler by heart. I want to explore the world and make my journey.
Because everybody talks a big talk and few people are doers.
I wanted to do it.
And if we only have X number of years to live, we don't want to waste it living in a place that we've lived our entire lives.
I want to do something.
We don't want to grow old in the only town we ever lived in, even though we've lived in many towns. That's right. Curl out a little bit. Yeah, there you go, and put it down to the ground. And then curl in a little bit. Yeah, and then drag towards you with your this arm here. Yeah, that's right. You're just on a rock. That's all, a big rock right there. So curl out past that rock. There you go. Curl in a little bit again and drag towards you. Lovely. Nice moves.
Gee, that really does work.
Fun.
Wow. Okay, so, and then I want to lift up the main boom, right?
Yep.
Wow. It's so fascinating, my life journey, how many things I get to learn, how many widgets I get to learn.
Isn't that what life's all about?
Gosh.
Constantly changing and learning. People say, you've changed. The answer is, of course I've changed. If I didn't change, my lovely wife would be boring, and I would be bored with life.
I don't do boring.
No, she doesn't do boring. I'm swinging over you. That's illegal, but I'm doing it.
Okay, so...
Penalty.
I like loading kings.
I like loading kings also. I said recently I wouldn't be doing any loading kings because I just met all these people and I don't want to piss them off with a bunch of rules where I don't know them for years and years first. Everybody that loves loading kings though, you can go and still see reruns. It's still there. Maybe in the future once I get to know the guys.
Yeah. Okay, so curl it up.
Yep. I love the precision of this machine. Yeah, drag, there you go, and drag towards you.
So crazy. You see my pond I've just made?
Yes, you're doing a wonderful job.
Oh my gosh. Almost. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to offload.
Yes, lift up your boom. Because for you to curl out, you've got to lift the boom, right? There you go. So when I dump, I lift the boom a little bit.
When you dump,
yeah,
you lift the boom a little
that's
bit,
what he said.
and
yeah.
then I uncurl.
Yeah, there you go. So I kind of do it in one fluid motion.
Yeah, you do it beautifully. Show me.
Okay, so...
Look at your hole.
Thank you. That's concerning. Okay, so out.
Okay.
In, dragging.
Look at that.
Curling. And then, see, I'm curling and I'm lifting out while I'm lifting up.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
So
okay.
as I do that, I'm like level. And then when I go to, I'm lifting at the same time. Depends on where I'm dumping. If I'm dumping right into a truck, you know.
It's like a friggin' robot.
It is a robot. That's literally what it is.
Look how shiny it is.
When I told people I spent $10,000 on this in the video, people said either that I was a virgin, I didn't have a wife, or or if I did have a wife, she would divorce me.
Okay.
So which one was it?
Well, why would you divorce him, women? Oh my gosh, my husband's doing something he really enjoys and he's providing for his family.
I love you. That's the end of Digging Deep, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Let us know if you enjoyed this. Of course, we'll do some more. I got a shit ton of stories from an epically long life.
Sometimes in life you just gotta move and get out of the rocks.
Look at my beautiful woman hefting around the excavator. Yeah. Rinse the tracks. You can put it right in the water there. You can't go deep, of course. Of course. Na. That might be the sexiest thing I have ever seen.
Take it over here. And yeah, scoop it up just a little. And try and aim.
This is the first time I've seen my wife interested in radio control since the first time we got Pinky. She's doing this on her own accord.
Okay, I gotta change that position. Oh, no.
Somebody wants to be on gold.
Well, I can't go on gold and be a friggin' idiot.
I love it, babe. This is awesome.
Like, I can't go on gold and be like, yeah, I want to drive the RCs, but then not know how to drive any of them. I look like a friggin' drunkard.
Are you actually having fun right now? I won't let it get out, don't worry.
Don't tell my 20-year-old self. She's kind of abrasive.